afternoon, Heather was working at the Lucky Star. When her shift ended, Jan took over behind the bar. It was 1, 2, then 3 more beers. I kept drinking to my friends. Enthusiastic cheers. Janet shook my shoulder, said, "Billy, let's go home." But I was somewhere far away, in a land I'd never known. She finally threw her hands up and said, "Lord, he's staying there." So I woke up in the Lucky Star, and no one else was there. Where was I? Was the first thought running through my head. At 4:45 in the morning, climbing from my 4-chair bed. The Lucky Star was dark and still, not a soul anywhere in sight. A lukewarm Michelob Light sat waiting in the neon light. Then I remembered Janet's key and knew what I had to do. So I drove over to her house like any fool would do. She looked surprised to see me there, then shook her head and grinned, like she'd expected all along I'd finally stumble in. She handed me the key and said, "Go lock the place up tight." I headed back toward the Lucky Star before the morning light. Locked the door and checked it twice, then pointed toward the shore. Headed off to Rosemary Beach, and a day I'd regret some more. I pulled into the job site nearly an hour before the bell. Thought I'd rest my eyes a minute, but that plan didn't work too well. My boss and all the crew showed up, laughing at the sight. The smell of Michelob was hanging in the morning light. I somehow made it through the day, though it weren't a pretty sight. Kept dry heaving all afternoon in that torturing light. When that whistle blew at quitting time, I headed straight back home. Took a shower, changed my clothes, and swore I'd leave beer alone. Then I hurried back to Lucky Star before Heather's shift was through. I always found a reason to stop by when she was working too. When I walked in, Heather smiled and said, "You're looking rough today." I said, "That's what happens when your Tuesday gets too far away." By then the whole place knew the story, every detail, every part. And somehow I was laughing too while getting roasted at the bar. Janet just kept shaking her head every time she'd look at me, like she still couldn't quite believe she'd had to hand me that key. Most folks would have called me crazy, maybe shown me to the door. But we were more than customers and bartenders. Back then, we were more. And after all the laughs had settled and everyone agreed, Michelle gave me my own key so I could lock up the next time I woke up to leave.